First of all, what is an angle? An angle is an opening between two sides. Normally we call this the initial side because we go counterclockwise with measures of angles. The Greeks did that, so we kept it as they did it. So when I have a positive angle, let's say the angle alpha, let's say, has 60 degrees. I start with the initial side and I go counterclockwise and show a 60-degree angle. So this is the initial side and this is the terminal side. Now, what is a set of complementary? There is an R here, and supplementary angles.
Oh, is that a question?
No, yeah, but if you want to say something, always, please.
I'll wait.
So two angles are supplementary if there's some. So if this is alpha, and let's say this is beta, these are Greek letters. When alpha plus beta are 90 degrees, when the sum of two angles is 90, they are called complementary angles. When the sum of two angles, angle alpha and angle beta, when their sum is 180 degrees, they are called supplementary. That's all there is to it. Just terminology. If two angles end up to 90 degrees, so this is 90 degrees here, 90, and this is 180. They are called complementary and supplementary respectively. Good. So I'm going to share again and go directly to... Now, if you ever want me to go through some of these problems here, that's fine too. We can do that. I directly go to the practice because I think that we have more options there. But if at any point in time, if you'd like me to start here, we can start here. Let's see. I just wanted to have as many different types of problems as possible to refer to. Okay, so this is an interesting problem. He bought 2 books for his classes and rented a book from the college store for a total cost of this. I think we should work on this problem. So he bought 2 books for his classes and rented a book, so a third one, from the college bookstore for a total cost of $240. I don't know, I did not read the problem, but I'm anticipating something like A plus B plus C equals 240. We'll see if this is the case. But without knowing the rest of the information, if you ask me what I would come up with, I would just say 2 books for his classes and rented a book for from the college store for a total of $240. The price of his English rent a book was $60 less than his history book. So they didn't tell us what types of books, but apparently an English book, a history book, and an accounting book. So now I have to identify those. English, history, accounting. So I'm going to say English, history, accounting. I have to label my variables. Good. Now I go back to the problem. The price of his English rent a book was $60 less than his history book. The English was or is $60 less than the history book. What do I have to write?
A equals B minus 60.
Yes, B minus 60. Very good. Excellent. Let's read on. Everybody agrees? Please stop me if you have any questions or you want more explanation or so on and so forth. The accounting book cost $30 more than the history book. The accounting book costs $30 more than the history book. We've had these problems before. This is a repeat.
E equals B plus 40.
You mean C? C
Yes.
equals
B plus 40.
B plus, I think it was 30. Let's double check. The accounting book costs $30 more than the history book. Okay, perfect.
30.
So at this point, we are going to use substitution or replace. Replace or substitute. What we see here, meaning A gets replaced by B minus 60. This piece is B minus 60. And this piece is B plus 30. Because we cannot solve an equation with three variables. This information will help us change this equation into one equation with one variable. So A gets replaced by B minus 60 plus B, and C gets replaced by B plus 30 equals 240. Good. Can anyone tell us what we need to do next?
Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. An apple plus an apple.
3 apples.
3 apples. Negative 60 plus 30 is negative 30. What would be the next step?
Add 30 to both.
Yes. In other words, move 30 to the other side and change its sign. So 3B equals 270. Final step in finding B, the cost of the history book.
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3, so I get $90. If B is $90, can anyone give us A? And then C.
A is 30.
So A is $30 and
And
C
C
60.
6.
What was it? 90. Good. If the sum is not 200,
No, it's 120.
what did I do here? It was C 90? Yes, 120. Sorry. 120. If the sum is not 240, then we know something is wrong. No, I wasn't trying to see if anybody's paying attention. No, no, no. I was looking at those videos to see if I can delete them. So if the sum is not 240, then something is wrong. But this is 120 plus 120 is 240, and that's exactly what we had. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Let's see if there is anything else in here. Yes, this is a good one. We practiced a little bit, but just a little bit. A student's scores on 5 tests are 95, 98, 89, 89, and 70. What must the score be on the next test, on the 6th test, so that the average is 81? The average is 81, correct. Good. So what are we talking about here? When we are looking at the average of 6 numbers, how do we get that?
Add them all up, divided by the sum. And
Yes.
look at the-
Yes. I'm just deleting them. They've been uploaded. They're gone. Done. Okay, perfect. So the average of 6 numbers is 95 plus 98 plus 89 plus 89 plus 70 plus x divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that has to be 81. Perfect. How do I solve this for x? What do I need to do first?
Times 6 to both.
Yes. 2 things can be done at the same time. Number 1, I should determine the sum. And at the same time, I should multiply both sides by 6. So let's calculate the 95 plus 98, la 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 la. Can anyone give us that number? I have the calculator in the background. This is so 95 plus 98 plus 89 plus 89 and plus 70. Do I have 5 numbers? Yes, I do. I got 441. Correct me, please. So 441 plus x equals 81 times 6. What is the next step towards finding x?
Subtract.
Sub
440.
subtract 441. And when I subtract 441, 86 minus 41, I think, is 45.
And then multiply that by 2.
Does it?
This says the next 2 tests equal. So it's actually, I think, I remember this one being a little bit tricky with the wordplay.
So hold on. The student scores on 5 tests are these. What must the score be on the next test so that the average is 81?
Maybe it wasn't this one. There was one where it said like the next 2 tests.
Okay. Okay. So that's it.
It was the check.
So we can always go back. I thought that maybe there was an error. So we can always go back and check our answer. So parentheses, and I have 95 plus 98 plus 89 plus 89 plus 70 plus 45, close the parenthesis and divide by 6. When I click enter, if I don't get 81, something is wrong. Okay? Good?
Bad test.
Yep. Good. Okay, finally we get to the complementary and supplementary angles. So let's take a look. Complementary angles have a sum of 90 degrees. Write an expression for the complement of angle x. Okay, so if we know that 2 angles are complementary, then we know that x plus y equals 90 degrees. They want us to write an expression or an equation for the complement of x. So all I have to do is subtract. So then y equals 90 minus x. This is an expression that represents the complement of x. Any questions, please? Good. Part B, write an equation that states the complement of angle X is 49.3 degrees. We have the complement of the angle, it's Y, and they're saying that that number or that complement is 49.3, which means this is 49.3 equals 90 minus X. Again, let's read it again. It says, write an equation, we did, that states the complement of angle X is 49.3 degrees. Solve the equation from part B. Okay, how do I solve the equation?
Move 90 to the other side.
Yes, move 90, it becomes negative, so I have 49.3 minus 90 equals negative X. I perform this operation, or I can already multiply both sides by negative 1. And I get X equals 90 minus 49.3. So when I subtract, I get what? I get a 7, I get a 0, and I get a 4 degrees. Okay. All right, let's see if there is anything else, and we can go to practice. Good. The first angle of a triangle is 23 degrees more than the second one. The third, la la la. So this is a similar problem with the very first one we looked at. Do we want to work on it? Please say yes, and we'll do it. Is that a yes? Let's see. It's a yes. Perfect. Very good. So let's first of all create a triangle. Label the angles A, B, and C. Normally we use lowercase letters, not for angles, but for sides. But it's an equation, we can do whatever we want. We can label them the way we like. Okay, so now, the first angle is 23 degrees more than the second one. The first one is 23 degrees more than the second one. How do I write that?
Well, we can do A is first, B is second, and
Sure.
A, B, C. So A equals what? B plus whatever. So
23. Good. Very good. Let's read on. The third angle is 4 times the second one. The third angle is 4 times the second one. The third angle is 4 times the second one.
C equals B 4.
4 times the, good. Good. What we know about the sum of the angles in a triangle, that always is half a circle. Always. The sum, a full circle is 360 degrees, and the sum of the angles in a triangle will always be half of a circle, which is 180 degrees. So that's why this is an identical problem with the first one. So again, I will use substitution or replace. I'll replace A by B plus 23. And I'll replace C by 4B. And then I will solve. Let's solve this and tell me the 3 angles. And they better add up to 180.